What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today, we are taking a look at a title called Death Must Die. This is a Vampire Survivors styled game that's currently up on the Steam Next Fest, just in case you wanted to check it out yourself. The way it makes itself distinct is that it has a full inventory system with randomized Diablo 2 loot, which I think is a really good idea, and given the relative success of other games that are playing around with this idea, I think that there is an open field for that right now. And so while in general I haven't really been playing Vampire Survivors games lately, at the moment, this one actually looks pretty good, it feels pretty good. I have like little complaints from what I've played around with, but I think it's headed in the right direction. So, we're going to take a look for the next, let's call it 25-30 minutes. And we're going to see if Death Must Die is one of those games you wanted to add to your wish list or otherwise pass on. If after watching this you did want to get the game for yourself, I have a link for you down below in the description. And then on top of that, you can also take a look down there to find a link that will take you on over to my Discord, where I ping and where I'm active and where you can talk to me about any of the games that have been on the channel, ask questions. I can't promise that my old man memory is going to work out every single time and that I'll be able to give you 100% accurate info on stuff that I uploaded like 2 years ago, but I'll try. And so let's go ahead and get on in here and play around with the game. I think the first thing you're going to notice about this game is that it is absolutely stark and gorgeous. I loaded this one on up, and honestly, I feel like one of the biggest failings in the entire Vampire Survivors sort of bullet heaven genre is that most of them are hideously ugly and kind of like utilitarian on the visuals front. Not the case in Death Must Die. Death Must Die is a very good-looking game with incredibly top-tier pixel art, and so if that's one of your worries, that's a thing that you're not going to have to worry about any longer. Now, the gameplay focus is pretty much the same as you would expect from a game like this. You're going to go on in, you're going to churn through enemies, you're going to kill a whole bunch of them, you're going to pick up XP, you're going to level up. Leveling up is going to give you access to new abilities that make you a little bit stronger. The game seems to be toying around with the idea that there are gods of some kind that are assisting you on this run, so they seem to be pulling in kind of like a Hades direction. I don't know when that is going to develop into something further, but it seems to be something that they're focused on. When I went back to the hub zone, I talked to a number of different gods that all kind of had like a little bit of a Hades vibe to them. And so I'm guessing that's going to be some kind of interaction that might happen, but I may be way off base there. I need this archer to die. This dude is being super annoying back here, and I'm tired of dodging his bullets. There we go. Og to you indeed. Now, this game does have inventory items. When you kill stuff, you can, I think there's a key around here somewhere that I can push in order to open my backpack. B, there we go. We can open up our inventory. It will show us our backpack. We've got a full-on stats array over here. It's all the stuff that you would actually expect from a game like Path of Exile. It's really in-depth. Everything from life regen to attack move speed, so on and so forth. It's all over here. I only have a sword. The belt, it looks like it gave me greater shrine effects, I guess. And so we got to dig up a shrine if we want that to be super useful. I don't know if there's one around it. What does this guy do? Okay. We do have a limited dodge. Unfortunately, the dodge is on a reasonably long cooldown. So you kind of in this game want to avoid ending up doing like back-to-back dodges. That's not going to work out for you. So if you dodge away from like an enemy's attack right into another waiting attack, you're probably going to get smushed pretty good, take a little bit of damage. Luckily, our character seems to have a fairly solid chin on him, so I haven't really been that worried about the damage that I've been taking lately. This guy's conjuring more of these nerds over here. I need to run him down. I'll take some damage. I don't mind. There we go. You just burn, baby, burn. Down he goes, and he dropped the treasure chest over there. What do we have inside the treasure chest? Anything sexy? It's Myra, the goddesses of fate. Okay. So it looks like we've rescued another god from inside of a box. That's exactly how it unfolds. I feel better. Your attacks have an 11% chance to do 300% damage. You attack 15% faster. I like that one. I like attack speed. I feel like the default attack in this game is a little tiny bit clunky at the beginning of the game. I also don't like how slidey it is, actually. While we're attacking, you'll notice that we just sort of slide and the animation sort of like freezes while your character slides across the ground. My suggestion would be that they convert that into like maybe like a 2 or 3 swing repeating animation that shows like footsteps that are in line, like he's kind of churning and swinging his way forward. If they could capture that little bit of motion in there, it would get rid of that slidiness Apparently there's another god right now. We can get a better dash. Actually, we get 2 dashes if I do that right there. We also have Chains of War. When you kill a number of enemies with your attack, create a chain that rotates around you, rupturing and knocking back enemies. Yeah, I'd like to... Oh my god, okay, yeah, that's a good... I can't see, though. But, like, it's a cool-looking ability. I think we're kind of winning right now. It's kind of hard to say. My visual screen space at the moment is kind of hard to track. I got to get used to the chain being around me so that I can get back to dodging a little bit better. It does look to me like when the chain hits them, it maybe interrupts their attack animation. So I'll take that. We've got some Greaves over here. I'm going to try and... I should have taken the double dodges, I think. But it is giving us a little bit more range to play around with. I need a healing shrine or I need something. So let's, like, head in a direction. And maybe the heading in that direction will actually help us out. It looks like we can also take a look at our perks by hitting the tab key over here. Landscapes looks pretty good, and the isometry seems to be designed fairly well from the bird's eye view, too. Like, I feel like they've got the slant and kind of like the lay of the land looking pretty good. What's that? Death's Champion's Approach. That sounds like a bad thing. I was hoping the shrine would be a good thing, like, hey, here's $1 million and I've refilled your health meter. Also, I'm granting you the benefit of eternal youth and also being super sexy and being able to beat everyone in a machete fight. Have I ever talked about that? I have an obsession with being able to defeat everyone in a machete fight. Let's see here. We've got death. That's what we've got. Let's go back to the inner sanctum and you can take a look at it. So as you can see, this place is modeled very much after kind of like Dark Souls, Bloodborne, all those sorts of games. It's dark and spooky inside of here, I think. So do we keep anything, like, after we die? I would let the player actually infinite dash while they're inside of this lobby right here so that they can get around faster. The default walking speed could afford to be a little bit quicker. It does look like we keep our equipment, so that may actually be the method by which the meta progression occurs. But I've never looked down in this area, and I want to see what's down here. So let's have a look. Back to where I came from. It looks like it actually just took us out of the mountain there. Does this go anywhere? Like, is it going to give me, like, a credit scene if I try to walk out and leave? The irony. The entrance to the underworld is on the highest peak. Huh. Alright. I definitely sense Hades influences right there, especially when you step on the bridge and it overlooks and it's got kind of like that parallax in the background while the character's commenting on things. It was a long climb, and I'm glad I brought enough... Apparently, this is just the exit over here. I think there's nothing else to do but go back in. It does look like we can stash some of our stuff, though, just in case we wanted to come up with, like, a differentiated build. Do I keep anything as far as the game is concerned? No, so you actually, like, start over each time you go on through, but I do have a second dash still. So what's providing that second dash? Oh, it's the boots. Okay, good. Well, I want more dashes for sure. 2 dashes is great. Dashers, dashers. Remember those commercials from the 90s? You'd be, like, chilling, I don't know, watching Eek the Cat or something. They'd be like, dashers, dashers. Every now and again, something from when I'm a kid just spontaneously pops back into my head, and I don't exactly know what the trigger is that makes that occur or take place, but you know. Let's get this first level up going. Apparently, the Goddess of Fire has come to visit us once again. Your dashes are shorter, but you can dash multiple times in a row, so that'll give me even more dashes. Okay. We've got Breath of Fire. Every couple attacks, you breathe fire. Yeah, dude, give me that habanero breath, man. I've got it. I'm ready to do this thing. Yep, that was sexy right there. Pixel artifacts all seem to be pretty good on most of the spells, too. I like it. I mean, this is really... So when I look at it, like, people always... Well, they don't really ask. Nobody cares. I'm a nobody on the internet. I was like, well, people always ask me and, like, talk up my importance, but I guess that would just be, like, a blatant lie. Anyways... The reason why I don't tend to cover Vampire Survivors games anymore is that they all kind of bleed together, and nobody's really doing anything different or like hybridizing ideas from here or there. Occasionally, you will come across something like Time Wasters, where they're playing around with like objective-based gameplay with the same core gameplay loop of Vampire Survivors, and that works really well. This game is playing around with Diablo and action RPGs. Previously, we played Halls of Torment, and I was saying Halls of Torment should lean into their loot gimmick harder. This game appears to be doing exactly that. The final version of Halls of Torment did not actually lean into the loot in a harder way like I had hoped it would. This game is doing that, and as a massive action RPG fan who's played everything from Loki to Titan Quest to Grim Dawn to Diablo 1 through, you know, X, like I've played pretty much every action RPG that's dropped, and as a fan of the genre, ooh, rotating blades, huh? Oh yeah, that's pretty rad. I'll take that. As a fan of the genre, I enjoy stacking loot and trying to find sort of synergistic leanings in between items. That's a big deal to me. I enjoy that a lot. Let's go ahead and get rid of some of these archers down here, maybe. I mean, it looks like our ability just did it for us. I like how the abilities in this game feel consequential. We also have not seen that many repeats. That's good. Like, a lot of these games get really, really repetitive when they're like, all right, well, this one's a blade, but it shoots out forward in front of you. This one's a blade, but it rotates around you. This one's a blade, but it falls from the sky. Like, we've had a little bit of that with, like, the meteors and whatnot, but I like that we're doing, like, a cone of fire right now, and we've got kind of, like, random buzzsaws spinning all over the place, making some mayhem out here, and then, you know, we've got, like, meteors falling from the sky. We've got different things happening. Oh, look, we got the fates again. Okay. I'm gonna go with, like, movement speed this time around, because I do feel very slow. Like, I feel too slow and clunky to really get around some of the enemies that are like, oh, your dash charges, they charge individually. Do you see that on the meter down at the bottom? The vigorous breastplate. Well, if it's one thing I've been described of in my life, it's being vigorous. I like that, actually, that the two dashes are individually distinct and they don't, like... So you don't charge up dash 1, then charge up dash 2. They keep track of when you triggered them, and they fill back up on their own. I like that a lot. That's pretty sick. I'm going to get out of the way of you. That guy's got some serious clunk to him. I do think there could be a little tiny bit more impact on the hits, too. I don't know really how to increase the impact on the hits, but they do feel a little bit light and wispy to me. So yeah, it's the two observations, is the hits don't feel consequential. Like, they don't feel crunchy, and they don't feel heavy, and they don't feel good. And then on top of that, the slidiness of when you're attacking while moving, I think looks a little bit cheap by comparison to the absolutely fantastic production values that completely soak the rest of the game. And so that's my two observations. I'm going to take more movement speed. I want to go fast. Let's go fast. I've noticed that I've had a lot of trouble catching some of these mobs while I'm running. Oh my god, there's so many ghostesses. Okay. Well, I still want my treasure chest. Can I have my treasure chest? We can upgrade our Breath of Fire, or when we kill a number of burning enemies, we get explosions. Let's get explosions. Explosions sound fun. Who doesn't love explosions? Here in the United States, we have an entire holiday based around explosions. It's coming up in a few weeks. Like, where we just explode everything for like 4 or 5 days. That being the case, I feel like I almost have like a cultural calling to take whatever it is that makes me explode more vigorously along with my breastplate, which I'm assuming that it auto-equipped. I'm just going to keep kind of rotating on these guys. We are a little bit low on health, so I think I'll pick up the health shrine. I feel rejuvenated. Good. Hit me with that afterlife energy drink. I'm ready for it. That Dead Bull. Now, let's see here. Anything else down this way? We don't really have a map or anything to play around with. That's just like a health increaser. Okay, fine with that. I wonder if there's differentiated grades and qualities of items as well. Oh, we've got like a magnet pickup. Nice. Space warps around you. Yeah, obviously we have to have the suction thing. Like, if you got a Vampire Survivors game, you got to have the suction thing that you pick up. The Bleak Goddess. Cool. What do you have going on? She's got Deadly Strike. Your attacks are stronger and resolve curse statuses immediately. Your dash is improved, so we would get another charge right there. And then we also have Necromancy. You raise skeletons when you kill enemies. Well, I kind of want that. Give me that. That sounds awesome. I want my own little Skeletors running around kind of like tanking and spanking for me. Okay, yep. I got to get all these guys to a side. That would probably be a smart play here. I also need to just keep AoEing super hard so I can get as many skeletons up and running as possible. And now we're starting to participate in some mayhem. I like it. Come on, Skeletors, protect me. I am your undead necromantic master, and you will protect me with your lack of lives. I'm kind of mixing them up with enemies, though. Having pet skeletons in a world where skeletons are trying to hurt me may be a tiny bit visually confusing at the moment for me. I maybe am screwing up right now. Oh, good, the firewall went away. Are the slimes ever gonna stop their catastrophic advance towards me? There we go, skeleton fights. I'm gonna keep wandering in directions and seeing if we find anything new. I did pick up some bracers. What was up with the bracers? We've got vigorous leather armor. We had, wait, didn't I pick up? I thought I picked up bracers. Maybe I'm just a crazy person. Oh, those skeletons seem tougher than the previous ones. What's up with you guys? Why are you guys so mean? Why are you guys trying to mess with me so hard? Like, you could just let me live my life, you know what I mean? Like, I bought a bag of barbecue Fritos, and they were incredibly mid and sort of disappointing. And I feel like I'm going to be emotionally resolving that for the rest of the day. So, like, if you guys could just give me a break right now, just maybe for a second, relax, and just let me resolve the trauma of my Frito new flavor. How long has it been since we had a new Frito flavor? I figured I would try it, and I figured it would be awesome. Alas. Sure, let's get some chains up in here, too. I think the time is nigh for me to continue to have, like, lots of abilities that deny the enemy spacing and whatnot. However, it doesn't look like we're killing fast enough to actually trigger the chains a lot of the time. What I really need to do is I need to get some gear that makes it so that I move faster while attacking, so that I'm not, like, cutting my movement speed down, because I'm walking through a lot of AoEs and whatnot while also trying to fight off enemies from different angles. And it's being a little bit, oh, he does a little charge. I didn't expect that. All right, now I know. And knowing is half the owing. I'm like, what are you? Like some big giant, like, dragon bird thing? I don't even know what you are. Like, are you a harpy? Are you like a crow? Are you like a raven? I am unfortunately vexed about what you actively are, but you do seem to be quite hurty, so like, aw, you didn't drop a treasure chest? Why? But you were so big and tanky. I thought for sure that you would drop me treasures unknown. Oh no, you're just a normal enemy, and there's another one of you back there. Okay. I am super out of dashes right now, so I think we're just gonna have to chillax for a minute until the old dasheroonies come back. And then if a couple of you guys that are just capitalizing all of my movement space, there's so many AoEs flying around, if you could just get out of the way for a second, I would appreciate it. But I'm dead now, so it doesn't matter. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job. Oh, we've got, like, what, a new character? Sweet, dude. What does this lady do? She came on up the rope, too? I did not expect a living guardian at the death's gates. Emoji. I'm no guardian, just went out for some fresh air. I was told to expect others. I suspect you're the first to come. First to come? What are you talking about? It might take me a while to explain everything. I see. Does she still have, like, gear and stuff? Oh, she has the same gear that the knight has. Interesting. I'm pretty sure they're gonna make me play this lady, so I'm gonna go play this lady. Her fire stays lit underwater. That's impressive. I'll find you at, I promised. Oh, cool. She's got, like, projectiles, and they look really good, too. I don't know what I expect. Oh, they're AoEs? Okay, forget the knight. We stand this girl now. The knight is my enemy, and I no longer wish to play him ever. Insert Sid Toy Story meme. I don't want to play with you anymore. Now that I can blow up huge... Like, her AoE is the same size as the other guys, but the only difference is I don't have to be close to the enemy to use it. This is the classic action RPG issue. Melee characters are the only ones that ever have to pay attention to any of the mechanics. Enough talk. Do your duty to me, mortal. Enemies you hit shoot out shurikens. Well, that sounds awesome. Let's do that. Yep, like the way that looks. That pleases me. And it looks like the shurikens cause bleeds, too. Nice. Please don't strike me with a sword. I'm very squishy, would be my guess. That's probably the balance here. So projectile pierce can go up by 1. Rampaging strike, your attack shoots more projectiles. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, now we're playing. Okay, now we are literally playing with fire. This is what's up. Okay. We've got a build going, so each of those projectiles is firing shurikens when it hits an enemy. If we get the penetrative aspects up, I think we're going to be in really good shape. I like this lady way better because I don't have to chase bad guys all over the place to hit them with my sword and melee. This is the best. When I see somebody that's a priority target, I just shoot them from 50 miles away. Oh, yeah, dude. Yup, this is what I'm talking about now. Now we're playing the game of pod racing. The downside is I gotta focus a little more on picking up some of my XP. We also don't hit quite as hard, but I can fix that. I feel like I can fix that. We got the Daughter of Death over there. Your attack speed and skill cooldowns are faster. Whenever you overkill an enemy, there's a chance that it will give you a shard. Every couple attacks spawn phantoms. Any enemies they pass through become cursed and lose a percentage of their health. Yeah. Sounds good to me. Well, I should have just started with this girl. This girl appears to be getting, like, all the luck and all the fun toys. The enemy cannot AoE you if you disable his hand. Oh yeah, dude. We in full farm mode now. We're in hard farm now. You dead yet there, Bubba? All right, I need you to fall over. Occasionally they're dropping gold and stuff too, so I'm guessing there's gonna be vendors or something of some kind that show up. Yeah, give me more damage. 8 damage, 8% damage is good. I'll take the 8% damage. I think we're at the point right now where we have like a build and we have a direction that this is going in, and now we just need to focus on making sure that vector is being sent out at a high velocity, you know, with high impact. We want the blowback damage here. All right, so we'll get these guys right here. They don't have a sound effect for the XPs. Word of advice, add an addictive little jingle jangle noise for the XP pickups and whatnot. I heard it in there. Armor minus 40%. Oh, it lowers their armor. Gotcha. Give me a little bit more shuriken magic here so that we're penetrating more enemies and getting more bleeds on more individuals. I'm gonna need some move speed pretty soon too, I think. These little phantom guys are pretty speedy. I'm trying to focus on, like, the directions. Her dash, I think, is a little bit weaker than the warriors, too. Like, I definitely feel like she doesn't dash quite as far. There we go. All right, let me go grab some monies over here. Grab some XPZs, too. Yeah, her dash recharges slower. I can see it. Either that or I had something on the previous run that made it go fat. Yeah, her dash is twice as long. So if the enemy gets too close, you got problems. Okay, yeah, our dash is pretty short, but we do have a lot of them. I don't know if that's long-term going to be a good option that I just picked, but I guess we'll find out. Fan those out over there. Fan those out over there. Yup, now we're cooking with fire, baby. Give it to me. That's the good stuff right there. Just keep everybody nice and cursed. Keep their heads on fire. Keep their ears ringing. Keep that tinnitus flying around. I hope every single one of you slimes gets RSI, bro. I hope all the bad things in the world happen to you slimes and only you slimes. Alright. Luckily, I feel like even with the nerf to my dash distance, I feel like I have enough dashes to mostly get clear of messed up situations. This little slime phase, though, is a little tiny bit dubious, though. Sometimes it don't go the way you want it to go. Okay, a dash was not enough right there. Let's stay out of that situation. Wipe them out, and then I think we're back to armored skellies, right? It feels like the phases are similar each time. Yeah, we've got like little sword and board skellies out here. I think, are the shrines in the same spot every time we play? I do think that the loot drop rate could be a lot higher for things that are dropping, and then you just kind of like... So one of the things I think the modern action RPG has figured out is that dropping like one item every 10 minutes is not enough for most players. Players like to sit there and compare, even if it's side grades. And so I would definitely recommend they kind of increase the amount of things that drop, even if they tend to be worse in quality than stuff you already have. Item quantity could go up pretty considerably. Your dashes are shorter, but we get a lower cooldown now. I'm just going to go for more damage. If I kill the enemy before they get to me, I don't need to dodge them. I would actually love to see a Vampire Survivors action RPG style game try to get into sort of like the seasonal systems and whatnot that all these games tend to have too, with like different themed enemies that come up like every 2 or 3 months, and like new appearances that you can unlock by playing the game and stuff like that. I wouldn't mind that too much, actually. I think it would give you more of a reason to continue churning and grinding on out and making things happen. But then again, I guess content costs money, and so you can't just perpetually support things, I suppose. Oh no, it's you. Well, here, let's you and I have a little bit of a talk. And by talk, I mean I'm gonna hit you with fireballs and maybe some shurikens. I'm about to die again. Unfortunate. I think these guys are eventually gonna pick a direction they want to go in, but I was hoping I could track down some health around here. Oh boy. I need my dashes back. I ain't got no dashes. If I could get my dashes back, that'd be sexy. Dashes, please. See, I wanted more dash charges, but the shorter dash is really causing problems here. I'm gonna go grab my gear since that appears to be the progression method. And so like grabbing gear over everything else feels like the smart plan. Like if you're gonna go down, grab some gear on the way in. So we've got a halberd. It looks like it has plus 54% damage to anything that hasn't taken damage yet. We also have a robe. All of these armors seem kind of like similar, do they not? I've got like obels or something down here too. The shop is unlocked. The campfire is unlocked. Oh yeah, look at this little dude over here. What's up with you, man? Got gods helping you, huh? You know, I'm something of a god myself. Why don't you bring me some of Death's stolen goods and I'll lend a hand too, or a sword. There you go. So now we can grab some other things. So we get better, more dash charges and more health. I like the movement speed better. It looks like I can sell these over here too, and we get ourselves a little bit of scratch for it. What's up with the campfire? Oh yeah, there's a campfire down here too. What's up with the campfire? What does that do? Ah, it allows us to change our character. Well, there you go. This has been Death Must Die. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so you don't have to. I hope this game continues to lean into its action RPG leanings. I think therein lies the recipe to victory and kind of breaking out of the bullet heaven box that has so many games trapped right now, and largely the reason why I avoid the entire genre is they all kind of feel samey to me. This one, I like the loot drops, but it needs more of them. So yeah. Smoothness of animations, less slidiness. There could be a little bit more weight to the hits. When you pick up XP, it needs to make like a fun kind of slot machine noise that makes people get that dopamine hit. And other than that, just keep it coming. I love the artwork, I love the way that it looks, and I like the way it's unfolding so far. I'll see y'all later, and thank you for sharing your time with me. Bye, folks.